Welcome back, everyone, to another explainer. I am, as always, absolutely thrilled to have you here. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a very specific, deeply atmospheric vocabulary word. It's one of those words that carries a ton of weight, this quiet energy, and frankly, fascinating structure. Let's get right into it. So, picture this. The sun has gone down, the house is completely silent. The rest of the world has totally surrendered to sleep, but you're still awake. Maybe you're sitting quietly by someone's bedside in the dark, keeping a careful watch through those long, slow hours of the night. It's a really specific state of being, isn't it? A deliberate, highly focused wakefulness. So, what exactly is the word we use to capture this exact experience? Well, let's dive into it. The word is vigil. That's V-I-G-I-L, pronounced vigil, just two quick syllables. It operates as a noun, and its core fundamental definition is a watch or a period of staying awake and alert. Think of it as that dedicated pocket of time where you're actively choosing watchfulness over rest. Two ways to use it, exploring the dual meanings of vigil. Let's look at how this word is shaped almost like an arch, with two distinct but deeply related senses. And this brilliantly illustrates those two pillars of meaning. First up, we've got the primary secular sense, which is a watch or period of staying awake and alert, often specifically during those hours when you or anyone else would normally be sleeping. But then, right next to it, we have the secondary religious sense. This is where a vigil refers to the eve of a religious festival or a specific devotional service held during that time. So, two completely different contexts, right? But they share this profound underlying connection. So, what exactly is the bridge connecting that everyday secular meaning with the more formal religious one? Well, it all comes down to staying awake and watchful for something that really matters. It doesn't matter if you're in a quiet hospital room or a massive place of worship. The absolute core requirement is that purposeful, focused wakefulness. You're awake simply because something important demands your attention. Let's ground this in a real-world example so we can really lock it in. Take a listen to this. She kept her vigil at her mother's bedside until early morning. You can practically feel the quiet, patient, deeply caring atmosphere in that sentence, can't you? The word vigil just perfectly captures the physical act of staying awake while carrying that heavy emotional weight of love and concern. But a vigil doesn't have to be just a solitary act by a bedside. It can absolutely be a shared, communal act of watchfulness too. Like in this example, the community held a candlelight vigil for those who were lost. Here, the community comes together, literally holding light against the darkness to demonstrate their shared care and remembrance. It's incredibly powerful. And we also see this transition perfectly into that religious pillar we talked about earlier. Her family attended the Easter Vigil every year. In this case, the word is acting as a specific title for a devotional event, a formal service right on the eve of a major festival. But notice how the bridge stays completely intact. They are still gathering to stay awake, to watch, and to wait for something deeply significant. The word detectives, exploring the family tree. Let's look at the linguistic relatives of our target word. Let's move to this and see how the concept builds. Step 1, we have our target noun, vigil, which is the act of watchfulness itself. Then, moving to step 2, we shift to an adjective, vigilant. If you're vigilant, you are actively performing the behavior of the root word. And finally, step 3 brings us to the abstract noun, vigilance. That describes the overall state or quality of staying awake and alert. It's like a family tree, and they all spring from that exact same root idea of staying awake. Now let's distill the emotional essence of everything we've unpacked so far. I mean, sure, the dictionary defines it technically as staying awake, but the true flavor of the word, that's found right here in these 3 descriptors. Quiet, patient, full of care. You aren't frantically running around doing chores during a vigil. Whether you're standing with a candle in a crowd or sitting quietly in an evening service, it is fundamentally a state of careful, watchful waiting. Try it yourself. Your turn to build a sentence. Time to put this into practice. Because hey, passive learning is great and all, but active application is where this knowledge becomes permanent. So here's my direct challenge to you. Mentally, or even out loud right now wherever you are, use the word vigil in a brand new sentence. Remember your parameters. It needs to be about staying watchful through the night for something important. Conjure up that image in your head. How would you use vigil to describe that careful, awake waiting? Go ahead and lock that sentence in. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final lingering thought. When will you next keep a watchful waiting through the night? The next time you find yourself awake while the rest of the world sleeps, whether that's in care, in remembrance, or in devotion, you now have the absolute, perfect, powerful word to describe that quiet moment. Keep your eyes open, stay engaged, and I cannot wait to explore our next topic with you soon.